Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have been not able to commentate the last couple of weeks, but I'm here once again to bring the latest rendition of Ark's NASCAR Heat Cup Series. I have to get back into a rhythm here. I am completely out of whack. Tonight brings us to, well, would be the 600. We don't have time for that, though. So it is the World 300, silly name to me, at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 1 second. Qualifying has just ended. However, I never even got an invite to the sessions, so I'm going to have to probably tell them that. Oh, that's not convenient. Well, that's a problem. I pretty much need that. A bit of a scruffy start here. I never got an invite to the lobby. I don't know if anyone's even seen what I'm saying. The stream pinged in the server, I'm fairly certain. That's what that was anyway. Yeah. So somebody should know. I was also a bit concerned because, Deshaun Davis, who I normally watch their onboard stream for, like, lap count and leaderboard stuff, their stream seems to have ended for one reason or the other, which is not ideal. No, it still says it's ended. Something is wrong here. I am being deceived. Okay, there we go. Stream is alive again. But I never got an invite to the lobby. Appearing online. Am I gonna have to go in there and tell them myself? Or... Okay, the race has started without me. I have no invitation from anyone. Maybe join off somebody's name or something? No. What is Deshaun's username again? Apparently I got an invite and my PlayStation is deciding that I don't need to know about it. Apparently. I have to restart for me because I'm gonna try restarting my PlayStation because I did not get any notifications. The last thing I got was nearly an hour ago when AJ started the party. I didn't want to open Facebook. This is not what I had in mind. I can't type. I may have to restart my system entirely if it's refusing to react to, Oh, there we go. I got this one. And now I got two more. So, I guess because of that and my PlayStation, I don't know if it's my PlayStation or if it's the game, something was being funky. Presumably means that we're gonna have to do a formation lap in something here. This is really throwing me off. Like, I should really be on the splash screen here. I have my eye on the stream. I'm trying to, like, watch Deshaun's broadcast to know when to join. They seem to be waiting for... Oh, yeah, they're waiting for a couple of guys. There's only 14 there. There's somebody missing, and I think they're trying to figure out who. I'm having to guess what is going on when I don't have the audio on for obvious reasons. The audio on Deshaun's stream, obviously. Ah, there it is. Alright, 7 minutes or so delay. No, more than that, 9.5. But we are good to get some racing in, and there's a lot of it since this is the longest track on the ARC NASCAR calendar, and the real life one for that matter. That was audio. And that's not how you italicize. Alright. Very good at this today. Jeez. Okay. I'm going to bring up my gallery because I have the points bubble screenshotted and just points in general. Yeah, this is, I assume, a formation lap. Yeah, it's just driving through the grass. I didn't want that, I wanted that. Hold it sideways. Okay. Everything is situated. I don't know why that random line's on there. This is the wrong button. There we go. So I didn't actually catch who was the official pole sitter for reasons. I was kind of focused on getting into the lobby. But the front row of Heredia and Greathouse will take us to the green flag. I'm not sure if we're going green yet. I have to wait to make sure the whole field is formed, but it seems we are accelerating. The 6 certainly is, so I guess we are green for the World 300 here from Charlotte. And I think Greathouse was maybe a little bit off guard there or something because, well, Alexis, whatever, excuse me, got quite a ways ahead already. You know, as Altman pushing him along into turns 3 and 4. And the first of 200 laps tonight is about to be in the books. I was not informed of the stage splits, but I'm gonna assume they're somewhere around like 50 and 50 or something like that. Even though it would just be smart to do 67, 67, 66, but we don't ever split them 100% evenly because that would be confusing. This is the regular season finale, and there is a points bubble. 4 drivers are trying to mesh their way into 3 spaces. The crowd is incredibly loud on the front straightaway for no discernible reason. Yeah, I have it circled here on my screenshot here. 4 drivers of Chris Metakansky, Marcus Snow, Deshaun Davis, and Tanner Waskevich are the ones in contention here for the last 3 spots in the 12-car playoffs. And it is very close between the 4 of them. Waskevich less so. He has to make up, 30 points, I think. 30 points between him and 9th place Chris Metakansky. I guess he doesn't have to get that high, but one thing that is definitely helping you right now is that he is currently running in the 4th position, well ahead of the rest of his competition in that regard. Metakansky is doing okay for himself in 8th. Marcus Snow right behind him in 9th, so 2 teammates trying to fight for this spot. And Deshaun Davis is in 6th position, so 4, 6, 8, 9 for the 4 drivers trying to make their way into the playoffs. Subway from earlier is starting to hit back. Now's not the time for that. Everyone, I think, is currently trying to just get a feel for the circuit. Trying to understand how the tire and fuel strategy will play out going forward. Kind of, just get a general understanding of what we're working with here, so don't expect intense action this early on. Mostly just people trying to acclimate to conditions. I'm going to give a more in-depth look. ninth, Matikansky has 359 points. Jojo's technically 10th in points, but he is locked in on wins, to my understanding, so that's why he's not part of the picture. Marcus Snow is at 351, Deshaun Davis 347, and Waskovich at 329. And then it is a very steep drop from there, let me tell you what. The next car down has 254 points, so it is undoubtedly between those four drivers. Everybody else pretty much already in there, or is such a long shot to have some kind of upset result that you don't really even think much about them. Or they just haven't even run enough races for it to matter. Because we have names like John Vogt in the race, who, you know, got his start relatively late in the season, has not made that many starts, so even if he won a race, he might not have enough points to qualify, or the attendance record. The same thing goes for, if I can find the 42 of Nyron Hay, which I had to recall that name from memory since it's not on the spreadsheet. We only learned of his name about 5 minutes before I left to start the party for this broadcast. I think this is his second start, and his first one, as I heard, was derailed by equipment failure on his end, problems with his wheel. So this is effectively his first real chance at an ARC NASCAR start. We do have AJ Knickel making a pass to get into the top 5, sweeping ahead of Mike Greathouse at the front of this queue. And Deshaun Davis is starting to apply a little bit of pressure to the back of the 8 of Snow. These are important overtakes for any of the 4 cars previously mentioned, as stage points are going to be critical in the playoff picture overall. Especially when the guy you're overtaking is somebody you're trying to beat to get into the playoffs. So the 3, 8, 22, and 78 are the 4 cars to keep an eye on throughout most of this race. Unless, obviously, there's a battle for the lead or something like that, which right now there's mostly dormant. Already, it's just kind of doing his thing. He's got the 2 Jacksons and then Tanner kind of locked to his bumper. I say kind of. They are absolutely locked to his bumper. No kind of about it. In saying that, Jackson Norman is getting maybe a little adventurous. If I can find him on the thing here. There we go. Heredia doesn't really put up too much of a fight. He will return to the back of this 4-car train. Interesting is that just how many individual teams have a driver, a representative near the front of this. None of the top 4 are in the same team. That is the 43 for Old Dominion Racing, the 11 for Team 44, the 22 for Turn 1 or T1A, Turn 1 Autosport, and the numbers 6 for Champ Incorporated. So 4 different teams in the top 4. There are no friends here in this part of the running order. Things aren't too different anywhere else for that matter either. If I can look into the second pack, we do have the team of the 3 and the 8 representing Toothless Tandem Racing. Then we have the 1 Greathouse for CL7. 18 is 44R. And then Deshaun 78 is East Coast Racing. So the top 9 is 7 different teams. And I can't actually tell who's 10th, but I imagine that chances are it might be a different team. Oh, got a contact between Knickel and Matikansky. I think the 3 thought he was clear when he was in fact not. What is that car? Is that the 99 that's running 10th, I think? I believe that it is. So that is David Flanders. And if I can quickly look, that should be... Yeah, that's the teammate with the 1, so that would also be CL7. So, 7 teams in the top 10. She'll go on board with Christian Matakamsky, and by on board I mean the hood camera. And see if he can put himself at the front of this queue for the sake of stage points. Obviously, it might be a bit too early to think about that, but you never can be too sure. It never hurts to lead a train if you're confident. And obviously, if you have the fuel to run at the front of a train, that is. We are 20 laps into the race already, 10% of the way there. Again, the 600, or the World 300, whatever you wish to call it, is definitely the endurance race of the NASCAR calendar. We are verging on IMSA/WEC territory tonight. Even as we're running half distance, it is still 300 miles of a track that is no walk in the park. Greathouse with a very awkward run through the tri-oval, quad-oval, oval thing. But he will not be paying too dearly for that. It's actually AJ that nearly gets things wrong. He is now being possibly overtaken by the aid of snow. Trying to keep his car there. They're going to remain too wide over the stripe. Again, Marcus Snow is going to want to get these passes if he can. But Knickel is no easy mark. I'll say that much. And he will remain ahead of the 8 car, but only narrowly. Meanwhile, on the other selection of vehicles, if I can find a camera, there we go. Tanner Waskovich is now running second. Jackson Tate has retreated the end of the queue, and Jackson Altman is now the race leader. So that's our third different leader that I have taken note of so far in the race at about lap 22 or 23 in. All 3 manufacturers represented at the front. Chevy, Ford, Toyota. It just occurs to me to say that as an avid Pontiac and Dodge fan, pretty much the entire time I was growing up. I like some Chevys, but the 2003 Pontiac NASCAR is the peak of race car design, and I will not be convinced otherwise. That is the best looking NASCAR that has ever or will ever exist. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Looks like, looking at Deshawn's onboard camera, fuel has entered the picture. You may see cars making stops soon, and indeed Jackson Altman will pull into the stop to the what? Yeah, he's pitting. That's got there. Which will allow Tanner Leskovich into the lead. He will lead lap 22 of the race, I believe. No, wait, that was before. What lap was that? I missed the thing. All right, I am a fool, but he's led a lap nonetheless. And I don't think it'll be long before we see the rest of this top 3 make their pit stop. Yep, all 3 of them pit together. Get it wound down. The Toothless Tandem Racing drivers follow them behind, along with Davis. So we're looking at all 4 playoff hopefuls in the pit lane at the same time. But they were in separate packs when they went in. Be interesting to see if the packs, the set of drivers in the two groups will change going forward. Marcus Snow, oh yeah, I don't remember, he's going to come right out next to his teammate. He will still get the 78 off pit road. What is going on there? AJ Knickel has jumped Jackson Altman. The 43 trying to take his position back. They will come across heavy traffic. The 22 and 6 rejoining the circuit ahead of them. So AJ has managed to forge his way into the front pack off of a really strong pit stop in some way, shape, or form that nobody else really seemed to replicate well enough. Tanner pits from first, pits from the lead initially, or at least when he was leading when he came in, but finds himself out in 5th place. He's trying to get back to 4th. He's gotten himself underneath the 18. Oh, that is a big wiggle for the 22, but he holds it. And probably gave AJ a bit of a minor heart attack, but no disasters yet. Looks like 171 to go, so this must be the start of lap 30 that we are now looking at. Jackson Tate, the leader, as we crest essentially the 1/6 mark. Not quite so, but close enough. AJ's pace is a little off, it seems. Greathouse is currently about to bulldoze him in a minute. Make him like an abandoned building. Why did I just make a City Skylines reference in an ARC NASCAR broadcast? What am I doing? 7, 8, 9 for the other playoff hopefuls. There's a 6th car in there somewhere, and I can't quite figure out who that would be. Camera won't look far enough ahead. Oh, it's AJ, right. I forgot the order of things. Yeah. He's been overtaken by the 1 of Greathouse. And now he and the 1 will be sort of on an island. 7, 8, 9, and then Luke Allen rounds out the top 10. Humorously, right as he crossed the line on the end of the last lap, an initial announcement. That's a new one. An official announcement was just released that Tanner will be staying with, or not staying with. No, he will be going to Champ Inc. for next season. He's currently on T1A according to the standing sheet. Champ Inc. is the team that has RFK and something else. Why am I not looking at the standings to figure that out? Oh, it is, Spire. Spire? What? RWR and RFK. Where did I get Spire from? I guess it's mostly because I was looking at the 7. This is not the change driver button. There we go. Back to the race leader, which is subject to change, it looks like. Heredia is going for it. I'm dumb. That's Altman. Jackson versus Jackson on the back straightaway. My brain has caught up with what's going on. I apparently spaced out. Very good at that. They will remain 2 abreast heading out of 4 and crossing the line. Quite a wiggle for the 43 car, though. Tate will have led that lap, but his momentum has stalled on the front stretch. 43 surges ahead, clears, and Jackson Tate will tuck in behind the Chevrolet. Yeah, the subway I had for lunch is really starting to oppose me at the current moment, so this will be fun for the next better part of 170 laps. I'm not sure how many laps exactly. 164 laps, so this is the start of lap 35 or 36. Math is not easy. Tate's going back for the lead again. He wants it back, but trying to get it on the outside lane is easier said than done. Almost 3 wide. Heredia thinks wiser of that decision making, especially as we're coming up to a lapped car in the form of the 41. Who's the 41 again? Scotty something. Forget his last name. '41. Where is this? Where is the 41 at? Scotty Kellum. There we go. I was thinking Durham. That's not correct. Tate has fallen to third. Jackson Altman returns to the race lead again. And now AJ Knickel is fending off Marcus Snow. He's already lost a spot to Matakensky. He either has some form of damage to his machine, or he made some setup adjustments that are not working. On the battling continues. The race lead's still under contention. Now it is Heredia versus Altman. Heading down towards turn 1, they bang doors a little bit, and that's going to move Altman way out of the line. That'll probably lose him 3 spots in one go. Never mind, he will tuck back in just ahead of the 22, who might have probably cut him a break or something. These 4 are relatively synergistic, considering this isn't even a plate race or anything of the sort. They managed to not trip each other up too much thus far. I also just looked down at the stream. Deshaun Davis has also overtaken AJ Knickel. The 18 only barely in the top 10, and 10th place is lurking in the background in his mirrors at the moment. I just realized he may have taken 2 tires. That might be what happened, and that is how he jumped. He jumped his way into the lead pack initially. But now his pace is very clearly faltering. So everyone who's trying to discern strategy calls, I guess, can now learn from Knickel's, from his action and, weigh the risks accordingly when it becomes more crunch time later on. That, 2 tires is, as a matter of fact, not very fast. Deshaun Davis going for a very critical overtake. He will get it done on Marcus Snow. Just saw that on the onboard. He puts himself in P7. Oh, bit of a paint scraper there. No real issues, I guess. The top 4 remain in orderly lines. We will look back to Deshaun Davis versus TTR. That seems to be the main point of contention right now, especially given the playoff implications of even what these stage points could mean. Scotty is trying to get to the high lane, trying to avoid the fastest cars. Technically not required to do that, but it is generally not a bad idea, especially if you're not really in any sort of important situation like a battle for a position, which the 41 car certainly is not at the current moment. The 5th place Mike Greathouse is effectively on his own at the moment. I don't know why I keep flicking back to his camera when there is not much to see there. Looks like Davis might be going for a maneuver on the 3. The 3 tried to cover it off, but he slid up the track and actually just gave Deshaun Davis an even more open invitation to come on through and nab P6 for himself. So Deshaun Davis has made effective strategy calls or pit adjustments. He is on the move, but I think he may be reaching his nadirs at this point. I don't think he can get any higher than 6th, given Greathouse is crossing the line at the moment, and 78 is, well, now he's crossing the line, about 5 seconds off, so barring some unforeseen cataclysmic error from somebody up at the front, I think 6th will be the best he can get, but that's not awful. He is beating the 3 and the 8, so in the 22 he has a bit of a cushion over, we'll say. Tanner is actually very much an outside shout here. Since he is 18 off of the back of Davis. Meanwhile, Davis is only 12 off of the lowest running car who's not locked in, or the highest running car that's not locked in, excuse me. And that would be Matikansky. I expect Tanner to probably try and pull out some stops here. We are running, I believe, near the end of at least this fuel cycle. I imagine the stage is coming close to its end here as well. And again, I was never told when we only have, I think we're going to have 3 stages today, despite the real life race being 4 typically. Whoa, that looked weird. Jackson Tate got apparently the wiggle of a lifetime and will just get out of the way to avoid further undue complications. Is that a pit stop signal? I think that's what that was. Maskovich, what? I know he's just targeting lane. Okay, I don't know what was going on there. There was some wriggling and squirming going on up at the front of this train. Maskovich is trying a new line, heading towards T1, and a very new line. Oh, that's the end of the stage, huh? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, lap 50. We've reached lap 50, and that is the end of this stage. So it is Alex Heredia winning the stage over Altman, followed by Waskovich, Jackson Tate, Mike Greathouse, Sean Davis, Christian Matikansky, presumably looking at the leaderboard, AJ Knickel, Marcus Snow, and Luke Allen will grab the last stage point credit here at the end of the first stage. Yeah, that confirms it in the chat. So we are 1/4 of the way through this affair. It feels like we should be halfway by this point, but such is NASCAR. Unsurprisingly, we're seeing everybody make a pit stop. The only car that I think I just heard scream by is the 41, I think, who would be getting a lap back. There we go, I got there. Getting a lap down. No, I think it's the opposite of what he's doing. And nothing changing really under the pit stops for the looks of things. Except for Matikansky jumping to 6th place, getting ahead of Davis under said pit stop and into 5th place. Greathouse had something really go wrong, I think. I don't know where he went. I don't know what happened here. Did he have some big damage I didn't notice? He's back down in, I believe, 13th now. Luke Allen going to the cord out of my control by accident. Luke Allen is in the same boat. He's back there in literally last place. We must not be green this time. Nobody has doubled up. And, I mean, it is quite obvious that we wouldn't be because half the field is, or some of the cars are not here. Now, the 41 is about to arrive. John Vaught, I've heard both, seems to have retired the car. Now we are doubling up, and I assume going green on this lap. Head up to the restart zone, and we are back under green conditions for the second stage of the World 300, already with another rocket ship restart. Leaving the 22 just for dead. The 43 will get ahead of him. The 3 will try and do the same thing. He will succeed in this endeavor. Matikansky with a huge restart off the back of a huge pit stop. He's going for bonus. He's going to go for second on Altman. Oh, not quite as easily. Almost making contact as the 3 gets a little tight at the center of the turn. But he does clear, and it will actually be... Laskovich versus Matikansky. Big implications on who finishes ahead of who here. Oh, but the 22 is beginning to lag about. Usually I don't even see that on the stream, so that means it must be real bad. Altman just crashed. I'm not sure what was the reasoning behind that. 3 and the 18 make a bit of small amount of contact. And suddenly the wind has been completely taken out of the 3 cars' sails. Looking at the state of the vehicle, I think he may have gotten some damage from the 22 car's lag. It seems to relatively clear it up now, but I think the damage had been done, literally. .22 holds on to third for the moment, which is very big news for him in the playoff picture. Especially as, well, things outside of his control seem to have wiped the 3 car off the face of the map. He does get overtaken by the 18 of Knickel and the 78 of Davis, and might follow, and indeed he will, however, so he cannot get complacent, especially now that Marcus Snow is in his mirror, and that is an even more important car to keep back, since that is somebody else competing for a playoff spot, whilst the others that just passed him are not. Well, Davis is, but AJ is not, and Tate isn't either. They both have wins, they're both doing well in just about every race to show up in, so I don't really think that they're obviously not at any risk. So oh, the 78 getting a little forceful with the 18. He knows he's got to get some points on the board. even if that means pushing the league owner out of the way. I don't know how AJ will react to that, but there may not have actually been contact. Who knows, it might have just been a bubble type of thing. He will go back down the inside of the 78, though, and try and get back to third. It looks like he is likely to have succeeded, and he will. And again, just like before, Waskovich will follow him through. For one thing, know 10,000 things. From one position, lose several positions. What is this lane change kerfuffle right there? What the heck? That looked weird from the broadcast. The 6 is checked out. That's like a solid 2.5, 3 second lead already, and we're only maybe 8, 9 laps into stage 2. He has driven away. Davis trying to keep Altman at bay to remain in 5th place. Not looking super easy at the moment. He's kind of boxed in too. Just a touch. Hangs on for another corner. But I think Altman has the run. Man, I slept like crap. I'm yawning a lot and having to mute the mic for it. And to yawn into the microphone. The race is not boring. Not this time, unlike Las Vegas was at some parts. I'm just not super alert at the moment. So yeah, Altman will eventually will take the spot away from the 78. I was, I think, a bit of a wiggle for the 22 there. I'm not sure what exactly that was. Looked. Again, things look worse than they sometimes are. The 43 just embarrassed the 22 through 3 and 4. He puts himself in 4th place with that one. I'm not sure if the 43 just really went for it or if the 22 really went off. Or if his pace started to deteriorate a touch. It's hard to tell on that one instance. Tate has also, I think, just found a wall. He is going to lose multiple spots for that. He was 2nd, but after whatever just happened, as I look down at Deshaun's broadcast, will potentially demote him to 6th, so no good. Yeah, the 6 is out of here, dude. Cannot explain. Did Greathouse just disconnect? Like, for real? Or was that just a bug with the spectator? Because that is awkward if he has. This has not been a kind second stage to Toothless Tandem, though. Even with Greathouse's alleged disconnection, which seems to be real, as Luke is now leading this train of cars, even on Deshaun's screen. So that's not just desync from the broadcast, that is the one car out of the race, likely due to internet connectivity problems. Yeah, this has not been the kindest stage to our Richard Childress drivers, as one is well out of the competing pack in, I would presume, like, looks like that might be 11th place back there, and the other one is 8th place. No, 9th place, right, because Tate is in 6th right now, not Sean. Sean's actually about to be in 4th if I can get the camera back there again. He's going for a move on Tanner, and Tanner will not be able to put up too much of a fight for it. Yeah, Matakanski is running 10th place, I believe. So he is on the edge of stage points, and His teammate is 12th and getting no such stage points. Moskovich nearly fell out of the train there, as he basically let Deshaun overtake without too much of a fuss, but in doing so, almost gave up too much time. Come across here, we'll see how many there are to go in the race. And I believe this is the start of lap 71. 70 or 70. Excuse me, I did not get to think in terms of that. Lap 71, I think. So, I presume close to halfway on the stage, and certainly close to halfway on fuel. And by that, I mean actually almost out of fuel and tires. So, we will be seeing the next set of green flag stops in a couple of minutes. Try to take a drink of water, and Sean Davis seems to have grabbed the wall or missed the corner, and he has fallen behind the 11 and 22 once more, so now it is him in 6th. This, playing a bit of leapfrog is this train. The lead train was doing it quite a bit in the first stage, and while this is not technically the lead train, since the leader is all the way up here, here we go. Yeah. But this is like the highest running like pack of cars. And they have continued to play leapfrog for most of this race. The pack is starting to split a bit, though. AJ and Altman are starting. Well, they were getting away. Tate and the other two they've they just have gotten back up. So, I guess that is just not true anymore. But nonetheless, I expect to see stops relatively soon. I don't quite see Deshaun's fuel light yet, which was kind of my cue before that. Oh, pit stops are soon to happen. I can't imagine it's going to be too long, though. Oh, yeah, here we have our first stops. Looks like some of the cars in the second gaggle are making early pit stops to try and undercut Matakansky, Luke Allen, and David Flanders amongst them. The front group are still not going in, though, so that is just an all-around undercut. We begin lap 79. So I think we've passed halfway in the stage. And oh yeah, there's the fuel light for the 78, so they will be going in now. No doubt about that. And all 5 duck in. And they're joined by the 41 on the pit lane. Is the 6 also out there? Or in there, I mean, or has he stayed out there? He's already on his way out of the pits. Wow, that is obscene. He must have taken two, or maybe even just some gas. He was ahead, but he wasn't that far ahead. Or did he already pit a lap beforehand? I think is actually what happened. Yeah, I'm dumb. He pit on the previous lap, and here he is jumping the leaders again, and returning to us to the status quo. Except for that, the top 6 remain unchanged from pit cycles, and I kind of expect that the same is largely true for the rest of the running order as well. This race has been relatively straightforward, up to this point, certainly. Manikansky is 7th place now. He is, well, it's not really much of a train anymore, actually. He and Ayrton Frederick have escaped from the CL7 duo that I believe was with them before. 99 is kind of there, but Luke Allen has fallen off the face of the planet. Where is he? Can't even find him on the driver list. There he is. Yeah, he is on his own out here in the middle of 4. Even to go on board with him, we can see that there is a car up there, but he is nowhere near close enough for me to tell you who that is or where they're running. It could be Nyron Hay, but I don't think so. No, that is Marcus Snow that is up there. So this is, I don't actually know who's 10th. Oh, there's a wreck. The 99 has just found the wall at high speed. That is kind of how crashes work, Riker. And he is having to take a minute to process how to rejoin the circuit after that major impact. I saw that in the background from Matikansky's camera. That would be a caution IRL, but we need multiple cars for that. If I don't actually remember the caution rules in in this rendition of the Heat Cup series, it used to just be a countdown, basically, but I don't remember if we're still using that. It's usually been pretty cut and dry when we've had yellow, because I've usually just bared witness to, like, a 7-car massacre on the racetrack. And there's usually not much of a question from that point of like, oh, is that a yellow? Yeah, that probably is a yellow. Somebody practically just all but exploded. This gaggle still remains unaffected by the goings-on in the second half of the stage. Still all basically nose to tail and all still completely out of touch with the 6 car. Yeah, that car they're chasing isn't the 6 anymore. They're coming up behind the 99 who just crashed. Heredia has checked out. And this ain't Hotel California. He's checked out and he absolutely has left. And so it is down to Knickel, Altman, Tate, Waskovich, and just Davis to fight for the best of the table scraps and for the stage points, especially so for the 22 and the 78, who need every single tally that they can obtain. And I quite think that as we get near the end of this stage here, take a peek at the lap counter as Dishon crosses. 113 to go, so I believe just 13 to go in the stage. We might see the 22 and 78. They might start to try and make some things happen here to try and collect some extra stage points. What on earth was the 99 doing? My word, that was puzzling. Also a little terrifying. Where did he go? Oh. I guess he just, like, threw himself into the void. I don't know what the heck I just saw there. Brain hurts from that one. Anything else happening? 27-3 still slugging it for 7th place, by the looks of it. Nobody else is really near each other on the track, although Jackson Tate has just, well, he's kind of just presented himself to the back of the field, really. The back of the train, excuse me. Back of the field. Yeah, he went from 3rd to 15th. Or I guess at this point, like 12th. And he might be out of the train too. I think he let too much go. With, I believe, 11 to go, maybe even 10 to go in the stage, I think it may be a time to watch Waskovich's onboard and see if he tries to make some moves. You can still get 9 stage points, and considering where Marcus Snow and, well, Matakansky, and just especially so for Marcus, are running, that would be a very big swing if you can make it happen. Yeah, 9 to go in stage 2, assuming that it is 50-50, 100. Oh yeah, he's going for it. He's got quite a run on the 43. The momentum did stall a bit, but should be enough to make a case. The inside he goes of the 43. Not sure who got the better exit. Looks like it was the 22. And Deshaun Davis will try to capitalize. Altman falling at the last here. Possibly, unless he can try to make something work. And he got the run on Davis out of 2 and manages to at least hang on to 4th. But Waskovich with a very big overtake, and he is going to be looking at another one at AJ Knickel with just a handful to go here in stage 2. He's taking wider arcs and corners than he was before. He's really trying to maximize everything. You can see it in just the difference in driving line. He's going to dive to the inside of the 18 car. Wide berth camera shot, but 22's momentum just does not get him anywhere. Actually just gets him back in trouble with the 43 again. We gotta know when to fold him there, Tanner. You might just bankrupt yourself. Altman feels like it. He doesn't. Oh, but I think AJ just hit the apron down there. Oh, that's a big contact. He definitely hit the apron down there. My word. That'll put him right at the back of the queue. And Waskovich up to 2nd place in spite of the hefty whack that car just took. Is he wounded from that is a big question. Can the likes of the 11 and 43 seize the moment? Davis just kind of caught up in the tornado at this point. There's not a ton he can do from where he sits. He's almost 3 wide with 44R. He is indeed 3 wide with 44R as Tate finds a bit of the wall and nearly causes a disaster. Man, extra's cracked. Waskovich is trying to escape. The car must not be too badly injured. 4 to go in the stage. Knickel and Altman fighting for the rest, essentially. Waskovich will be able to escape on the back of that. AJ will proceed ahead of the 43. Davis tries to follow, so we'll once again monitor that. 3 to go now. And Davis looks like, yeah, he's got it hooked up, so last second moves for the playoff hopefuls, at least the 78 and 22. Big deal for them. That is, in Waskovich's case, that is like 3 points he didn't have when I put the camera back up here again. And it looks like it might just about stay like this until the end of stage 2. Heredia is gone, dude. Yeah, in the races that I could not cover, I was out of town for round 12 at Bristol, and I don't remember who won that. I want to say it was AJ. And then I also missed Talladega due to, I guess I'd call them health concerns. Stomach bug. And Alex Heredia got his first actual win of the season there, in spite of the fact that he already had the points lead going into it. So I believe this might be the end of the stage that Heredia is coming up to here, I think. Yeah. So it'll be Heredia, Waskovich, Knickel, Davis, Tate, Altman, Matakansky, Frederick, oh, here we go, and then Allen, and then I think the 42 of Nyron Hay might get the last stage point here. I think he's on the lead lap. I have no reason to assume he's not. And thus concludes the second stage of action. So, definitely Waskovich doing everything that he seemingly can, given Heredia's unbelievable pace in that second stage. That was an engine. What on earth is that? There's Scotty getting his lap back. I'm going to take one last intermission to try and spare my voice. Yeah, indeed, the 42 grabs the final stage point there, as I had suspected. I can't quite give you the computations of a live playoff view, but I just assume that Marcus Snow is definitely falling off a cliff right about now, considering that was a bad stage with no points to show for it. And Deshawn is almost certainly past him, and if things continue as they are, Waskovich may do the same. Alrighty, 45 seconds of me getting my butt kicked by a bottle lid later. Where's the choose cone? Where are we doing that at? Instructions that were obviously given to the drivers. I guess that's the apron here. So Heredia and Waskovich take the inside. AJ and Deshawn will take the outside, so first in points accompanied by a playoff hopeful, and second points accompanied by a different playoff hopeful. There is, I suppose, a case to be made too for the regular season championship also in play. Not much though, as it is, well, it was going into the race 34 points between the 6 and the 18. The 18 being the points leaders, so I don't know if it's even possible to lose that many points, given that AJ has made it to stage points in both stages thus far, even if Heredia has won, I think, at least one of the two. And Heredia will now lead us to the green flag for the start of the final stage, so I believe. Here from the World 300, and he has once again just gotten the exact start he needs to put himself at the front. AJ will immediately fall back. There he is. I could have just gone the other way. Yeah, AJ will fall back to as low as 5th by the looks of things. Heredia leads from Waskovich and Tate. Altman and AJ are scuffling behind the 11 car to try and stay in 4th position. And Luke Allen, he has entered the picture. He has not had much pace lately, but he must have gotten a really good restart and a really good pit stop. He finds himself in 6th place, his first time getting anywhere really just even near the top 5 in this whole race. He's been not much of a threat thus far. So, I don't know how much a fuel tank gets you here by default. It seems to be about 25, 26 laps, though. So, theoretically, it should be 3 more... Yeah, no. It should be about 3 more stops from here. Probably at about like 120, 126, 151, and probably 176 or so. I don't know if one will be able to do it in 2. If anybody can somehow try and get 33 laps in each tank, it'd have to be somebody like Luke, who has the clutch that lets him fuel save more efficiently. That sounds a little redundant, but nevertheless. Jackson Tate with a bit of a wiggle. I'm not sure if he got his assistance from the 18 or if it was just a bad corner, but that allows AJ to slip through. Now he's offline again. Altman follows him up the track, as does the 7 of Luke. So he won't be really kicking himself there, at least. Luke pulls down. He thought about a move on the 43, but there was just nothing doing. Whoa, hold on to it there, Heredia. I just rubbed my eyes as that was happening. And that was a bizarre sight. That'll drop the 6 car out of the top 5 completely. Whatever on earth just happened there was an absolute disaster. Some implications in play here as we look at a little further back. We got Davis fighting the 2 TTR cars again. There are points to play for there. Waskovich is leading the way at the moment, though. So, I mean, that obviously has its own set of implications if he could somehow take it home. I say, like, somehow it's unfair to him, but I mean, he hasn't won yet. Statistically speaking, chances seem low, just because he hasn't won yet. He's been the hypothetical has been it has not been proven yet. So he could stay as happy behind right there and just lead the next like 90-something laps to the checkered, but given how racy AJ looks at the moment, I'm not sure, as AJ actually goes for the lead, as I pointed out, or that's why I pointed it out for that matter. His run is stalling, though. I don't know if that's going to be enough to clear the 22. Altman dives down to assist the 18 on the back stretch, but Laskovic is really just chucking the car through 3 and 4. He's taking the highest lane imaginable, but it will not avail him. He flew a bit too close to the sun. He's going to rejoin in 5th place, but definitely losing the lead, we'll say, and maybe a little extra. Oh, Tate with another missed corner. That nearly sends Luke Allen spiraling out of control. Laskovic will try on the outside to get back to 3rd over the 7 car, following his reaction to the 11's mishap. We'll go on board with the 6 of Heredia as he tries to make his way back to the lead that he has held for much of the race, at least half so far, just mathematically speaking, but he's kind of getting a little retrograde there. He's kind of going backwards. As Altman rushes to the back of the 18, looks like he's getting a little feisty there in the 43 car. He might look for something in a second. Laskovic gets ahead of Luke Allen in the background, and Jackson Tate will do the same, so not the best lap for the 7 vehicle machine. Terminology be darned. Oh, Jackson Tate sliding up again. Luke Allen nearly finds the wall. He might have done, but if he did, he didn't hit it too hard. I know Tate and Allen had a bit of a... They weren't really on friendly speaking terms after a race recently. It wasn't Talladega. It was either Vegas or it was Bristol, which I wasn't here for Bristol. But either way, I know one of them is upset with the other, at least. I don't know if they're both mutually annoyed, but the relationship on the track has been less than stellar. I think it's been Tate angry at Luke, if I remember correctly. Luke just making what Tate would like to call amateur mistakes and collecting him in just the chaos. Meanwhile, Davis reigns victorious in 7th, currently over the TTR duo. Barrett and Frederick is also there, the 27 in the background. Water break. Oh, I already took it. Anyway. No, it took me a second to process that Heredia was passing Luke Allen, or Luke was falling behind the 6. I don't even remember. Yeah, you can see I'm doing better with focus than I thought I was. Not the brand on the 43 car. But I'm starting to do a little bit of daydreaming, we'll say. I know why. It's not relevant, but I know why. I can't read. 80 to go. So we've gotten through 20 laps here in stage 3. Oh. Yeah, lap 121. Sean brings up the full-size lap counter as if he heard that I said that I can't read. He might have. There are 3 people watching the stream, so... It's not impossible he's one of them. I don't know who is one of them, obviously, but... Not really a whole lot happening. I think everybody's just trying to make it to the pit stops before things go bananas. Pit stops probably not a million miles away if we've done 20 laps in the stint. Now 21. It seems as though Fuel tank is, like I said, about 25, 26 on average, so it seemed before. I'm not exactly an official authority on that statement, but that's what it seemed like. That's what I seem to remember it being, was about 26. Just over halfway, you know, convenient for a 50-lap stage. You can very easily get 25 in a tank with no issues, and tires not as big of a problem here as I honestly thought they were going to be. Considering how deceptively fast this track is in Heat 5. And, contact between the 11 and 6. And now the 6 is under threat from the 7. Allen trying around the outside again, and again, not quite making progress. My dog is having a meltdown upstairs. Who only knows why, because I certainly do not. It's not unreasonable to guess that even my dog may not know why. Davis has escaped pretty much scot-free with P7. And it is between Frederick and the TTR duo, rounding out the top 10 at the moment. They're trying to get whatever small number of points that they can get from, well, I guess it's not stage 3, it's the end of the race. So... Redia going down the inside of the 11. And Luke Allen will be the first to make a stop. That is very interesting and also a little early. There's still at least 2 in the tank for everybody else. Deshaun's fuel light just came on as I look down. And yeah, looking at his telemetry, tire wear, as I said, not really the defining factor I thought it was going to be going into the race. I thought, oh, this is a fast track, it's highly abrasive, it's one lane. This track is going to shred tires. I guess not, clearly. That said, you still want to take 4. You're not making 2 stints on a set of tires. That just isn't happening. AJ, alrighty then. That was ugly in the background, a bit of a miscommunication. That's just resulted in Jackson Tate turning playoff hopeful 22 car Tanner Waskovich into the outside wall. I'm not exactly sure how that went down, but fixing that is not going to help Tanner's race at all. At least he got down pit road. Could have been worse. Could have had to drive a lap around, but he was able to just retreat. Oh, did Altman get that? No, he barely got that turned down in time, by the looks of it. They take the very long journey. So it looks like AJ leads from Luke Allen at the moment. We'll see how they return, how they come out of the pits in relation to the rest of the front pack runners. But it looks like AJ Knickel may be the new race leader, and Luke Allen might have just undercut his way to P2 off that. And so it goes. There are Altman and Heredia, 3 and 4. Tate back here ways. A slightly distant 5th, and as expected, that has very much put a spanner in the 22's plans. He is now way back here. I'm not even sure if he's, No, he's not in 10th. He fell behind even the second pack of cars, so even the likes of, Marcus and Chris and Deshaun are now back ahead of him after that. So that is, well, that is very critical state of affairs for the 22 car after that one. Take a drink of water and it gets startled by the the pit road talking voice thing. Already just tried to push Altman ahead of Luke Al, and it might succeed by the looks of it. Yep, it will. They'll both get ahead, as a matter of fact. Was that a spin I just saw there? Oh yeah, Tate is around. I saw that in the background. I think the 22 may want to call that karma. Not sure what the damage is like, but he certainly lost places. He's down to 9th for that. He might get back to 8th if he can get ahead of the 42 here. But that is another one biting the dust, so now it is a train of 4 at the front when it was 6 for a while. About to temporarily be 5. There is Scotty up ahead. Darn. Heartburn, man. It's not heartburn, but there's like some... I don't know what. The subway is attacking me on multiple fronts. I just want a sandwich, man. I don't need to be attacked over this. Already, and Altman going for the lead. I'm not sure what happened to AJ. I didn't notice. I was probably too busy trying not to throw up to look at what happened to AJ. But it is now, I think, 3 wide for the lead? No. AJ gets cut out of the picture. And it will be Alex Heredia getting back to the lead after a little while outside of it, considering his mistake earlier. Head on board with the 18 of Knickel for a bit. Lap counter says 64 to go. So around lap 137, I believe. If there is a 4th stage, then we are getting near the end of the 3rd one. If we're not, then we're just getting near the 2nd set of green flag pit stops, right halfway through the stint. Turn 3 and 4 at Charlotte are interesting corners. You can take them in a number of ways, and we just saw a bit of a difference in approaches between, well, just 2 of the drivers on the track, and we got 13 on the road. You can let off early and take it smoothly, or take it calmly and passively. You can take it aggressively and hold the inside as long as possible and let off to rotate. Altman appears to be in the former, while AJ currently seems to be running in the latter category of just sending it to try and get to the back of these two. Stay there. Turn 1, you don't quite have the same freedom of options. The most you do have is a choice between running the complete bottom or 3/4 of a lane up. Seems AJ is actually losing touch with the lead too. Heredia and Altman are starting to escape him a little bit, I'm seeing. And there's a lap car ahead. Ayrton Frederick, who was in stage points earlier. I'm not quite sure what has happened there. He must have had a really bad pit cycle or something or other, but he is now about to be the next car to go a lap down to the leaders. Gets out of the way, nearly breaking the wall down doing so. And that effort is going to increase the distance between second and third even more. Uh, 58 now to go. Should be about another 8-9 laps on this stint. But I think the place to turn the camera now is this. A potential battle for 5th in the near future as Marcus Snow and Christian Matikansky, the two TTR representatives. Deshaun Davis has slowly been catching back up to them after... I think he was ahead of them going into the pit stops, and I guess just something went wrong. Not sure what. It could just literally be me forgetting that he was ever behind them in the first place, or to begin with. I'm not really entirely sure. I have no mental deficiencies. It's just that my brain just doesn't care to retain information sometimes, even when it's like information I want to retain. But yet I can still remember my mom's first license plate. But I can't remember where Davis was like 10 laps into the stage. I don't know, but what I do know is that he is catching both the 3 and the 8. And considering how relatively lax the front train is, and the fact that a lot of cars are now spread out unduly, this is about the only battle worth looking at the moment. We might have the battle for the lead. Oh, excuse me. We could have a battle for the lead, but I don't know. But all I know is this is about to get risky here. This is for the playoffs. This is to get into the top 12, because that is the playoff limitation here in ANHCS. That is an awkward acronym to say fast. Still at racing speeds. Obviously, these two are going to try and work together to keep the 78 away. But Davis has had pace all race. A lot more than I expected him to have, personally. All 4 of the playoff hopefuls, they've turned up a couple of notches in this race. Even if Waskevich currently isn't getting a whole lot to show for it in, I believe, 10th place. Marcus Snow had a really bad turn 4. Davis is going to expertly take advantage of that, but they are going to... The 2 RCRs are going to box the 78 out on the exit there. Again, teamwork. He's got to basically pass them both at once, or he's just going to get sent back to square one. And they both run a different lane. There's a lap car ahead of them. He does mostly stay out of the way. Oh, that was close, though. That's the wrong car. I'm not looking at the 8, I'm looking at the 41. Davis he's about hanging on. He is going to have to probably tuck in here, though, as they go ahead of the 41. There are not 3 lanes here. Cannot do that. And you probably didn't need me to tell you that. Oh, actually, he's going to use the 41 as a pick. He's going to get ahead of Snow here, possibly. If the run maintains itself, 41's still not 100% out of the way, as Matikansky has to kind of muscle his way clear. It is kind of urgent, so I can kind of see why he's doing it. Oh, 8 has just walled the 41, as a matter of fact, I believe, or he walled himself to get away from the 8. I'm not sure which exactly. Down the inside, Davis goes. Can he get speed going? He had to really compromise his corner to make the move stick. And he's not clear yet either. 50 to go, as I look down back at his broadcast once more. And he's sputtering. The 78 is currently sputtering, and... Or is there a caution? There is a caution. What was the caution for? Oh, there is a third stage. Oh. I read that earlier, that there were only 3 stages. So that's why we're slowing down. That's the end of stage 3. Okay. That was never clarified in the chat, so I never heard that, oh, by the way, that we're doing 4 stages. So... That one's not me not paying attention. That one is just I wasn't given critical information for the regards to the event. But the stage ends... Heredia, Altman, Knickel, Allen, Davis. Yeah, Davis got it right at the last second then. Snow, Matikansky, Tate, Hay, the 42, and Laskovich gets 1 stage point out of it. And probably a little bit of anger as well, if I had to guess. Considering he, at least from what it looked like for me, it did just kind of look like Tate just bumped him and spun him off. So, 1 more pit stop to go. There's no point in fuel saving anything because you can just split it down the middle pretty easily from here. Oh, don't you love when that happens? Take a drink to soothe your throat, end up drinking it wrong, spend a minute and a half coughing, and now it's even more sore than it was to begin with. And now I gotta talk for another 40-something laps with no more water because I nearly choked to death drinking the last of my water. I am a professional commentator, I say unconvincingly as all get out. Not many people taking the high lane. They've clearly learned the better outcome from Heredia's rocket ship restarts. That the outside lane doesn't get you too far. Only Allen and Davis elect to go there. And we're immediately seeing why not, as we're back green for the last stage here from the World 300. With or without my lungs' consent. And, yeah. I'm still reeling from that. So, I gotta, like, recompose myself. God, that sucked. I mean, I've seen worse losses, considering on the outside so far. They both lost exactly 1 place each. Oh, never mind. It's now 4-5. Allen got passed by Knickel. Ugh. Oh, come on, Lungs. Get it in gear. Altman is now the race leader. He has defeated the 6 car. I completely missed it while I was trying not to die. Ugh. The 6 wants his get back. He's got a half a bumper in, and that's enough to necessitate Altman staying high. So we're gonna drag race across the stripe. Lap counter. 43 to go. Fittingly, the 43 is leading, but he might not be for long. Here comes the 6 car. He's got a really good... Uh-oh! AJ's not supposed to be going that way. Neither is Jackson Tate. Toyota's playing pinball in the background. Are we staying green? Everybody kept it going forwards, but the 244R cars definitely just took a beating there. The 6 car to the lead. Luke Allen right there on his diffuser. I can say that now because it's the next-gen NASCAR, and they have those. I think NASCARs have always had diffusers, you idiot. Now Luke's going for bonus. He's going to go straight for the lead. Advance to go, collect $200 in salary. And he's going to get it. Assistance from the 43 of Altman. Another new leader in the race. I believe our 6th individual leader. Our 6th different driver to lead a lap. But Altman is going to immediately take it back. Oh, that has been... Is he pitting or is that terminal damage for the 11? I'm not sure. Altman to the lead. Davis trying to join him in 2nd, but Luke Allen is not letting go of that spot. I don't know why he would, but Heredia is trying to make his influence. Chevys versus Fords for the whole top 5. Really just everything now that the 244R cars just got wrecked like that. Couldn't quite see the cause. All I saw was AJ spearing off to the left. Yeah, that's damaged 18, and yeah, the 11 is out of the race from that. Probably more of a rage quit than a destroyed car, but oh, they're 3 abreast behind him. Altman is gonna make a breakaway right here. Looks like Heredia is maybe about to grab 2nd back. I went the wrong way. Son of a gun. But, yeah. So Altman, Heredia, and then 3rd is up for debate between 2 of the playoff hopefuls. Looks like Laskovich is going to glab? What is that word? He's going to grab 3rd here. Allen 4th. Davis, he was super close to touching the lead and being our 7th different leader. But he is instead at risk of falling out of the top 5. He has fallen out of the top 5. Marcus Snow has made a sudden appearance here in the top 5. But the wrong way again. Curses. Crossing the line. 37 to go. Halfway through this last, or second to last stint, I should say, of the event. We're basically racing in pairs now. Heredia and Altman trying to break away. And then we have Laskovich and Allen trying to stay with them. And Snow and Davis trying to stay relevant. It seems the only of those 3 teams that are succeeding is the 6 and 43 are getting away bit by bit. Allen doesn't seem to have the pace to push himself into 22 back into contention, and in the background, I think we just saw the 8 and 78 start throwing hands. Davis is deciding, I don't have to beat him, I just have to beat you. I don't have to be faster than the bear, I just gotta be quicker than you to get into the playoffs, so he will put himself in 5th place with a move I was too busy trying to find him on the driver list to actually find or catch. A lot of attrition in this race, with at least 4 cars, to my knowledge, out of the event. Greathouse, Tate, Hay, and Flanders, and John Vogt. So yes, 1/3 of the original starting grid for this race have retired their car. 300 laps is not for everyone, as we can very clearly see. Down to 33 to go. A handful of laps left in the tank. I would say about 8 or 9 left in it. And things are pretty spread out. Never mind. Looks like the 6 and 43 swapping places. Heredia back to the race lead. I feel like I've said that a few times. Altman not exactly putting up too much of a fight. I mean, why bother fighting for it now? If you're gonna fight over it, fight over it in the final stint. You still gotta make one more pit stop before we reach the checkers. Ugh. Honestly, mildly shocked we didn't have a caution from that crash. It certainly looked visceral, but I guess it must not have been that bad. Nobody probably spun, it's just a bunch of people bouncing off walls. It's safe to say that the 78 and 8 have failed at staying relevant with the front four. They now may instead be at greater risk of falling into the clutches of the 27 and 18. This literally looks like couples racing. We've just got a fourth couple in the mix. We had the 8 and 78. Marcus Snow is kind of falling off the back of the 78 now. But the 27 of Frederick and the 18 of Knickel are trying to catch anybody they can. Snow and Davis are trying to cling. They tried to and failed to cling to the back of the 7 and 22 of Luke and Tanner. And they have failed in their task to try and prevent the 43 and 6 from escaping. So it is, barring unforeseen circumstances, going to be one of these two taking the trophy from this race. That's a pretty large gap between second and third, probably at least 2 seconds in it, if not more. And lap 175 begins, and indeed it looks like the fuel window is about to appear. I expect to see Deshawn's fuel light appear at any moment now. And it's pretty much the same for everybody. Nobody's really done much of saving in this race. There just hasn't been a point when you can so simplistically just pit every 25 laps and cut the race into eighths, like a pizza, more or less. That is definitely a NASCAR on Fox type call right there. They split the race into eight pieces like it's a pizza. That is a very Clint Boyer analogy, if ever I have said one. I don't say many of them, so I guess I wouldn't necessarily know, but I feel like that is something you'd hear on their broadcasts. So I guess I'm in theme. I mean, I was going to say I'm in character. I don't think that's really the word you're looking for. Altman will pit first. And he will be effectively alone, other than, Davis goes in, and then the duo of the 27 and 18 will follow. And I just saw in the background, Davis really pressed it into the pit lane. I tried to come up with every other word that starts with pit, except for lane. I said pit stall, pit box, pit line, which I guess would have worked actually better. Now in comes the 6 car, 1 lap later. And 1 lap after his little duo partner, so to speak. I need to blow my nose so I don't start sneezing somewhere. And now we will watch the 6 car. He is on his way out of the stall. His rival in the 43 is crossing the line now. We will see. I think the victory is going to go to the 43 in this pit cycle. Oh, yeah. A huge deficit there. No, it didn't really merge for the 6, or is that just me? And Davis had a good stop. He's going to come out in 5th, and he's going to be he is almost going to be in touching distance of the 7 and the 22. But he has kind of left his partner behind. Marcus Snow is nowhere. Where is he? Man, yeah, no, he really had a bad stop, or I think it's more that the 78 just had, like, the exact stop he needed. He is there. He is with Allen and Waskovich. Oh, we got a spin. Frederick and Knickel are both around. And combine that with the wreck from earlier, we might be looking at a yellow flag here. It seems that the duology partnership there has not worked in the long run, and that time we do have a yellow flag. It looks like I see... I see these guys are definitely slowing down, you can tell. And, well, this changes everything. Who pits here? $64,000 question, if ever I had said one. Where did you read that, Riker? You ain't got no cue cards. Nobody's telling you what to say. Sometimes I wish I did. Everybody is pitting. As we exit the pit lane, Davis has jumped Allen in the pit lane, as has Matkansky, so... 3, 4, 5, 7 for the playoff contestants. Oh, I've just pulled me earbuds out of my head. Me earbuds? I'm a leprechaun. Where are me Lucky Charms? Where's me grasp on the English language? While we're at it. A lot of the cars are not quite here. Actually, no, that is yeah, that's right. There's only 10 cars left. Is the juice cone the chicane? Is that what we're doing? Or are people just memeing when they do that? No, I think that is actually the wow. That is the juice cone, huh? The chicane? Oh, that's funny. So it is once again Davis condemning himself to the high lane. He's joined by Luke up there, as well as Frederick and Knickel, who just got together a minute ago, so... But this time it is not Heredia taking us to the green, it is Altman. So, you will see if his restarts can have the same impact as those of the 6 cars. Or if it might be a bit of a more even contest heading towards turn 1. Not sure exactly how many laps to go. We'll know a few seconds after Davis crosses. As the now remaining 10 cars creep their way towards the Geico restart zone. Seems weird to say it that way, since we aren't actually sponsored by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could probably take us to the end of this NASCAR race. What do you think? I was really going to plug that. And we are green for what may be the final time here from Charlotte. Altman does get away quite well. The outside just cannot go anywhere. 17 to go to decide this one. And we basically got a race on 2 fronts. We've got whoever can take the win, which still at the moment looks like it's going to be between the 6 or the 43. But who among the 4 playoff hopefuls will get, left in the dust? Oh, contact between the 6 and 43. I don't think he was clear. More contact. I'll keep this up, and somebody else might just sneak their way in. Blaskovich tried his darndest to, I'll tell you that much. He is going to get ahead of the 43 in the chaos. Davis trying to sneak a fender in there, trying to do the same as his playoff contemporary. Everybody a little lane switchy going towards 3. Heredia remains the leader after exchanging some paint with the 43 car. Oh, in the background we got a car in the dirt. I think that was Frederick. Matakansky forced offline. AJ finds his way through in the background for what I believe to be a 6th place. What is this Indianapolis Indy 500 lane changing, like, snaking? Blaskovich is trying for the lead. The camera's kind of looking at it halfway, probably because I'm looking at Altman. Rectified. Altman's going to push the 22 to the lead, but he always has his own agenda when he does that. He's just going to push him to the lead and then make himself the leader. He's done it a couple of times already. So, don't get too comfortable there, Tanner. Even if you got Davis next to you. Heredia is just getting crowd surfed at the moment. He's going to potentially lose a 3rd spot to the 78 car. They're 2 abreast up the line. 13 to go. The 6 continuing to hang on to the outside of that 78 car. AJ Knickel is in the background trying to creep his way up on this action with just over a dozen to go. Blaskovich still, sideways. Either that or lag, not sure which, but that looked super weird from that camera nonetheless. And Altman is right on his doorstep still. They've got a few inches to play with, but not much more than that. Altman may be trying to push Blaskovich away, but Blaskovich is defending from a person he thinks is trying to pass him, and that's not helping their case at all. Unless he is trying to pass him. I don't know, I'm not inside Jackson Altman's head. I don't know what he's trying to do. And Jackson Altman is probably too busy trying to get into Tanner's head, so there's probably nobody home. Davis is shuffled back to 6th place. AJ making his way through at the last gasp here. More defense from Tanner. That's a Penske block if ever I saw one. He knows that a win puts him straight in the playoffs. And he might be doing a little too much to grab it, as that's going to That is going to be curtains for the 22 for the moment. And I don't want to say he had that coming, but like, he kept messing around. Eventually he was going to find out. He's not out of it, mind you. He's still in the pack. The six-card gaggle remains intact. And it is quite a distance to the rest of the cars. 7, 8, 9, about 3 seconds back from the leader now. I thought there was a pass for the lead ongoing. I couldn't tell from the cameras I was getting, but no, I just already sneaking back to second position. More defense. Now this time from Altman, but a little more clear in what he was doing and where he was blocking there than what Waskovich was performing before. Luke has been shuffled back to last in this train. And AJ is he's silently just picking this stuff off. He's now in third. He's trying to sneak his way to another win. He's just sort of been three of the biggest ones here. Altman, Heredia, Knickel. With no Greathouse still on the track, he's been another big name. What is going on there? That was an optical illusion. I was like, there's no way you're doing that. They weren't, by the way. In case you were curious, they were in fact not doing that. Tanner will, however, do the action of getting himself to third. AJ with a really awkward turn 3 or something or other. Allen follows the 22 car by, but it is still the 6 and 43 that are the main competitors for this race lead. And these lines are giving me... I'm getting anxious from these lines. Somebody's going to cut somebody off and they're going to die. Not literally, but there's going to be hell to pay. Somebody is going, as I said, they're going to fool around and they're going to find out with these defenses. The 22 back to second. Assistance from Knickel. It sounds like I'm talking hockey now. Well, he doesn't have it yet. Allman's still grasping for air, but he's going to lose track there. 3, I can't read. 5 laps to go. Allman shuffled back to the bottom of the line. Back of the line. Wreckerisms abound. English is my only language, but sometimes I wonder if I'd be better at Japanese. The 7 and 43 are losing the train. It is now down to a 4-car battle with 4 to go. I would say Luke Allen, yeah, he's not. I don't think he's going to get back up to Davis there. He might. I'm not sure. Altman is going to have to do a lot of lifting there to bring them back in line. Heredia looking for number 2. Waskovich looking to make the round of 12. AJ just trying to stir chaos, and Davis trying to be the ultimate dark horse winner. With 3 laps and change to go. Heredia has hung on to the lead like this for a while. Most of this race, all of stage 2. He just held the lead with no resistance. He's getting a little resistance now, but it doesn't seem to be having much of an effect. Just look down to the onboard, I just see the way that Davis just lunged into one to try and stick with the lead cars. The other 2 are back. Allen and Altman are not done either. This is just going to be chaos. Was that a slide from the 22? No, that was just an optical thing from the broadcast. Already has a bit of a breakaway. This is the white flag. I think the 6 is it's his to lose. We'll say that much from this distance. And I think Waskovich may just want to work on staying second. And Knickel is not letting him do that. Oh, that was scary. Does Davis get the cutback on him there? AJ with a really awkward turn 3. Altman trying to push Davis past. And it looks like victory. Yeah, victory to the 6th, but AJ hangs on to 3rd by 15 thousandths over the 78. But Laskovich doing everything he needed to do from the bottom of the playoff bubble to try and get himself in. Somebody who did not do quite that is the 8 and 3. They come home 8 and 9 for TTR. That is dangerous, considering they didn't bring many stage points home either. Tanner had a weak stage 2, or 3, no, excuse me, weak stage 3, but he's probably passed them, and Deshaun was in the top 7 or 8 pretty much the whole race. I don't quite have it in me to do the math, but, well, everybody will know soon enough when the calculations are completed. But for now, as I continue choking on air, what is completed is this ARC broadcast. Race is over 300 miles in the books. Alex Heredia gets a 2nd victory. And, well, now we have the sponsor to thank for that race. I can't think of a better descriptor than that race. What's like the term they use? A barn burner? Is that the one they say? I don't. Anyway. But shout-outs go to a bottle of water in a second after the stream is over. Also to DiveBomb Motorsports, our premier title sponsor for ARC, a new media project created by fans of motorsport. SimlingPro.com, ARC's partner in managing the league. Oh my god. Simleague Pro is a forum-based site that ARC has used to manage and organize and recruit for leagues for a couple years now. We can manage your league too. SimRap Market, iRacing's largest marketplace of livery design templates at a professional level. Also custom graphics, number sets, etc. IMB Raceware, ARC's endorsement. Rankerisms. IMB Raceware, the spot for sim racing apparel like gloves and boots for your sim racing rig. Oh my god, my brain. This isn't hard. You have a script for this. To the Racing Rats, our Assetto Corsa modding partners. The Assetto Corsa championships for endurance are in full swing right now. And it is thanks to them as they work right alongside us to make sure that their mods are at a high enough quality for league racing. And lastly, James McAdam Photography and AJ Knickel Design, our partners in photography and graphic design that make the ARC social media posts stand out in the crowd. But that is it from me and from this broadcast. Farewell for now, my throat is dying. This is the outro you're getting.